Well, hello and welcome to Tea Talk. We're so happy to have you today. As you know, this is Women History Month, and so we are celebrating women, right? And so we're so excited to have some women here with us today who are dynamic and they all have superpower names and they're doing super things in their community and in their own homes and in their own lives and their bodies and minds. And so they're going to be able to inspire you and give you some information about how you too can become that superhero. And as women, we always are called on to be a superhero, whether it's with our children, our jobs, our husbands, our friends. It's always something required of women. So this group that I'm going to be talking to today is such a very powerful group. So I want you to go ahead and share with your friends, because when I think about this group, I think about health and wholeness, because they work on every facet of the woman's life, from mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health. And they also look at history and making history. And so as a woman, that's what you want. And you want your little girls and your teenagers to hear from these ladies. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the Girl Trek team that I'm a part of it. I just don't have a lot of time, but I'm a part of them. I joined last year, remember, guys?
I remember.
Okay. So they're going to tell us even about some different things that are coming up, some things that went on yesterday. And it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of information. So you definitely want to join in and get somebody else to join in. Pick up that phone and tell them you need to get on Tea Talk with Lady O. Something's about to go down with some beautiful women today, and you don't want to miss it. Bring your teenage girls, your little girls, and let them sit up and hear about powerful women so they too can catch it and become powerful women. All right. So I'm going to bring out Shelly, Sister Shelly Johnson, because she is one of the ladies that I work with in Tea Talk, and she has a great team that she works with. So I want her to bring on these beautiful ladies and tell us about Tea Talk and what y'all are doing. Catch us up. Welcome, Sister Shelly, to Tea Talk.
Thank you. Thank you, Lady O, for having us on today. And I'm super excited about Girl Trek. So I'm always ready, willing to talk about Girl Trek. So you may ask, what is Girl Trek? Well, I will tell you. Girl Trek is the largest nonprofit health organization for African American women in America. Yeah.
Yes. The largest, huh?
The largest. We are
Oh,
1.2 million women strong.
what? 1.2 million?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
So you
Morgan
guys
always
are
tells
all
us
over the world. Is that
all over the world, all
wow?
over the
The
United States.
sisterhood.
And
Mhm.
that's 7% of the population of African American women in the United States. So we are
Wow.
super excited about that. And we walk for our liberation. We walk for our health. We walk for our mental health. We walk for our physical health. And so it's an amazing organization that also keeps women from being isolated, because a lot of times if you don't feel well, you don't want to be around people, you just kind of go into a shell. Well,
Mhm.
Girl Trek keeps you. That's one way that we keep women in the sisterhood, to be around people,
Oh, I
to
love
walk
it.
with people, to talk with people. And it just builds this amazing sisterhood.
That's
It opens you
sisterhood.
up to other women. So
Mhm.
it's an amazing organization. And Lady O, we like to say
Go ahead.
that our hero, or our shero, not our hero, our shero is Harriet Tubman. Because,
Okay.
yes, because not only did she free herself, she reached back and she helped to free her family and her friends.
And she
So
was a
that's why.
walker.
Yes, she was.
She walked, right?
She walked.
I mean, she walked when there was no sidewalks and those kind of things. Look at the Harriet Tubman
Yes.
doll. Yes, indeed. She was definitely our shero and our model and did so much. So that's your like your role model for the women.
Yes.
Some
Yes.
of the concepts and things like that she was stood for. You guys kind of piggyback on
Pattern.
those kind of things. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. We
Well,
pattern the organization after her ideals.
Got it. Got it. Got
Yes,
it.
yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
So can you tell me a little bit of, some of the people may not know a lot about Harriet Tubman, that may know her name. Can you share a little bit about her? Why did y'all choose her? I mean, I know she's a wonderful person, but some people may not know.
Yes, we chose her again because she wasn't just concerned about herself. She had a heart for people. She had a heart for her family. And when she escaped to freedom, her brothers were supposed to go with her, but one of them went back because I believe he had a newborn baby.
Uh-huh.
And the other one, I think he just got scared. But when she got to freedom, she was like, she looked around, and I believe she had worked for a while. And then she said, I'm here by myself. But then she was thinking about her family that was still on that plantation. And
Right.
she wanted them to be free too.
Amen.
So she had the determination and the bravery to go back.
And that's the kind of women y'all are. So we're going to give it up again for you guys. I applaud you all. And Sister Sheila, can you tell us a little bit more about Harriet?
Definitely, I would love to share information about Harriet. Again, like Shelley says, she is one of our heroes, and because she's one of our heroes, because she not only freed herself, but she went back and got her sisters, and that's what Girl Trek is about. Once we figure out that walking is the key, and walking will help save lives. Walking cuts diabetes by 58%, heart disease by over 50%, all these numbers. Then once we figure it out and do it for ourselves, then I got to go back and get my sister.
That's what y'all did to me. Y'all came after me. I know you got some new people on here that you came after as well. So when Harriet Tubman was a little girl, because we may have some little girls that watching this, did y'all look in or do some research into her history?
Definitely. So we a lot of people don't know, but Harriet, when she was a little girl, she had measles, and back then that was a death sentence.
Yeah. No vaccinations back then.
Exactly.
A lot of children died. Yeah.
Exactly. And also, some people might not know that she was beaten by her slave owner because she didn't finish her work or whatever, but they hit her on her head. Yeah. And this happens when she was a teenager, and from that she developed epilepsy.
Yeah, then this may be part of a movie, it may not be really true, but in the movie that I saw, she started having these blackout spells, and it would take her into kind of like a trance where she could see stuff.
Exactly.
And it gave her kind of like her superpower.
Mm-hmm. And so that was, back then they called it blackout. Now we know what it was called. It was epilepsy.
Seizure. Yeah, absolutely.
But she was able to still free 300 people. She went on 19 trips, going back and forth to free her family and friends. So that's why she our superhero, because the sister was bad.
Yeah, she's a superwoman. She's a super bad woman, huh?
Exactly.
And the thing I think about too, when I think about when you were saying that, there were men that wouldn't do it, that were scared. And she, when I look at us as women, sometimes even today, they'll say, oh, that's a man's job, that's a male job, or women feel like, I shouldn't do that, I'm afraid. But we have to be who God called us to be. And God called her, even from a little girl, to be strong, to be able to survive measles and survive all this stuff. She was a strong woman from girl up. And so for her to go back and get this, she was not afraid of anything. And could do a man's work. I heard on the thing too. She could do a man's job.
And the last thing I want to say is that Harriet, another reason why she's a hero, one of our heroes, is because she was a super organizer. Well, I mean, what did it took for her to be able to organize, to talk to people, to get people to buy into her cause of freeing. It took super organizational skills. It took being able to persuade.
Right. Because
people.
she wasn't educated either, if I remember right.
No.
She really
Oh.
couldn't read and write, but she could negotiate.
Right, right.
She used what she had and did mighty works. And I'm thinking that's what you guys are doing too. Use what you have.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And she lived to be 92 years old.
Wow.
Good for that time. That's a good right age.
Oh my goodness. That's a ripe age because most people back there, especially women, didn't live past 60 years old. They had
Exactly.
so many babies and so much hardship that the body, they just didn't live that long. So that was really long. Wow. Okay.
Not
Hi.
Harriet.
I know that's right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. So Shelley, who else do we have here that's joining us today?
Well, we have just an amazing group of ladies. So the next person that I want to introduce is Leslie. And Leslie, I will let you introduce yourself. Tell us your superhero name and take it from there.
She muted. Let's see. Unmute your mic for us. Let's see. It's still muted. Your mic is muted. Can she hear me?
Okay, here we are. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so I am Liftoff Leslie, and I am coming to you guys from Crosby/Baytown, Texas area.
All right.
How are you guys tonight?
Well, we're great. I see
We're
that
great.
background, so it's like you're about to lift off somewhere.
Yeah.
We are great. Welcome to Tea Talk. So tell us about Girl Trek and how Harriet has impacted you and some things about you that you've experienced being a part of this great group of ladies.
Sure. So, you know, when I met Shelley, she's all about Girl Trek, all about Girl Trek. And so when I met her, you know, it was just, it seemed like just timing was perfect because at that time, some ladies and I from my job had decided, you know, it's time to get better health. It's time to get healthy. You know, we're all talking about, at this age, we're all talking about our numbers, you know,
Right.
when we go to the doctor, what's our A1C, what's our thyroid, you know, everybody's talking about being more healthy than skinny, you know.
Yes.
And so the nurse at my school started the whole conversation about, look, we need to start doing something about it. And so her and I just decided we were just going to start walking right after school.
Wow.
And then as other ladies saw us walking, then more decided to join. So right now it's about 5 of us that walk every day, 30 minutes a day, from Monday through Friday, just to get moving. You know, and because we're working on our health.
Exactly. You know, the thing that people make excuses about why they can't walk, and number one, or why they can't exercise. And they say, you know, it's too expensive to go to a gym. I can't afford those fees. But what you guys did is went out to God's open earth and just walk at a school, which is a safe area, and walking with friends. So
yeah. And then also if the weather is too hot, if it's too cold, if it's raining, we, instead of going outside on the track, then we just bring our walk inside and we just walk. We find us a route inside the school, walk up the stairs, down the stairs, down, you know, I mean, we just walk.
Just walk. And the company is, I imagine the time goes by fast when you're talking and walking with friends. And, you know, women like to talk, right? So when you're walking and you're talking, does that time go by pretty fast?
Oh my, we've got a walker that walks with us every day, right? And she can talk. And all we got to do is just ask her one question and she takes it from there. So she's talking. So yes, walking and talking makes it by really fast.
Well, great. Well, we're glad to have you.
I have a question for Leslie.
Yes,
So Leslie, do you work at the school? Are these a group of women that work together?
Yeah, so it's myself, our nurse. We've got several teachers. We've got a something called a TLC. She's a teaching learning coach.
Right.
Special ed teacher. I'm an assistant principal. So it's just all of us, you know, and you're
Okay.
meeting new people too. So
That's
Right.
good. What's the name of the
But that's-
school?
The school's name is Horseman Junior.
Okay, Horseman Jr.
Okay. Well, I think that what a good thing that you're saying too is that start where you work. You don't have to go home, bring your clothes, and you see so many women that you work with that are unhealthy or that are sick, some depressed, whatever. They're going to go home and, watch TV and be alone. But when you do this, I'm hearing that this is a little club where you don't have to be alone. You can go walk. And I'm sure it makes you feel a lot better when you get through walking, huh?
Oh yeah, a lot better, a lot better. There's been days that I didn't feel like walking, and my partner, Nurse Laverne, she says, come on, let's just go for 30 minutes. And after that 30 minutes, I feel just so much better. So yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so Shelley, who else do we have?
Now, Leslie, could you tell us a little bit about Black History Boot Camp?
So
Oh,
yes, so Black History Boot Camp is powered by Girl Trek, by the founders of Girl Trek. You've got Vanessa and Morgan. And so every day at about 11 o'clock, they have this podcast. You can locate it on blackhistorybootcamp.com. It looks like they've been doing it for about 2 years. So they've got several seasons out there. Each season is about 21 days long. So the purpose of the 21 days is so that if you're walking, you can listen to something for the next 21 days in hopes to form a habit, because the statistics say that if you do something for 21 days, it now becomes a habit. So over the past 2 years, Morgan and Vanessa, they've hosted, it's been about 6 to 7 seasons. Each season has a name. The first season was called Foremothers. The second one was called Resistance. The third one was Prayer Edition. The fourth one was called Cosmonauts. The fifth one was called The Cruise. And then the most recent one was called The Black Neighborhoods. They also have some bonus episodes and they call them special editions. So it just give additional information.
Right. Now, can
If
you share with us a little bit about what I hear? I like the title. So what is she talking about on these podcasts? Is it about women in history?
Yes. So when you listen to some of the calls, it's all about history. They go back, they highlight different Black women. Harriet Tubman was one of the women that they highlighted. They even had a special edition with nothing like 100, I think it was 100 anniversary celebration of Harriet Tubman,
Right.
They have a lot of historical moments.
Which one was your favorite? Do you remember one that's your favorite?
I think the one, I went back and listened to the one on Harriet Tubman, and that gave a lot of information about why we do what we do with Girl Trek. Just like the lady said earlier, we're going back and reaching and pulling others along with us. Every woman, every Black woman that is having some type of health issue or may eventually have a health issue, you're going back and encouraging them to be a part of this health movement for Black women. So yes.
Great. All right. So Shelley, let's get somebody else. I did not mark my time. I'm sorry. I didn't mark.
I did.
You did. Okay, good. I'm like, what time was it? So kind of help me keep time there. Who's next? Who else can?
So our next Girl Trekker is Dazzling Deborah. So
Okay.
Deborah, will you come and introduce yourself? Please tell us where you walk and how long you've been in Girl Trek.
All right, so I am Dazzling Deborah. I actually walk at Doss Park in Houston, in North Houston. And so I've been a part of Girl Trek about a year, but we actually started walking before that. So a friend of mine and I, we had started walking. And then we found out about Girl Trek through Shelley. And so we became part of the organization. I can say it really has helped. Number one, the accountability when you have someone else that is checking in on you. So it's just an amazing thing.
Well, that's great. And I think that's where I'm supposed to be walking, at that park too, over there. It's close to me. But I started walking when I was walking last year at the park over here on Greenhouse. Meg Weekly, I think it is, something like that. Meg Weekly, they have a park over there. So so Deborah, I know sometimes you walk by yourself, or do you have a companion with you all the time, or what is inspiration and your likeness of Harriet Tubman.
Okay, so a couple of things to answer your question. Do I walk by myself? There are times that I may walk alone, because girl trekkers, you may walk alone or in groups,
Right.
depending on your situation. But I normally walk with a partner in Houston, and that happens to be Rhonda Duhart. You know who
Yeah,
she is,
see
Lydia.
y'all. Uh-huh.
And so for me, I wanted to share also before I talk about
Okay.
the Tubman doctrine, that Girl Trek really helped me because I started walking for my health. And Girl Trek kept me on that same path. So just highlighting that out of walking and eating healthy, that not only did I lose over 60 pounds, because it
I
does
was
help.
wondering if you're gonna share that. 60 pounds.
Over
She-
60 pounds, yeah, I did. And it was for my health. I had a health condition that I asked for medication for, and they said, well, there's no medicine. And I said, no medicine? I said, well, what am I gonna do? They said, well, you can lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you told me that. And so, and then the byproduct of that was that in addition to that issue that I was trying to address, I ended up addressing other issues, like I was taking blood pressure medication. Don't have to do that anymore. I was taking medication for reflux. Don't have to do that anymore either. So
Are
there's
you
some added
serious?
benefits besides the physical benefits, also the emotional health. There have been a lot of problems solved just in conversations while we're
Yeah.
walking. Very, very good there. And Shelley mentioned it before. Yes, Girl Trek was modeled after, or we embraced the Tubman doctrine. And so
Right.
there are 4 points real quick that I'll highlight concerning the Tubman doctrine. And she's alluded to at least the first 2. So the first one is that you save your own life.
Right.
You don't ask for permission to save your own life. You don't ask
Wow.
anybody whether you can or not. You do what you need to do. If they don't have medication, or even if they do have medication, if you can do it on your own in a healthy way, do that. And so that walking is helpful to us. The other thing is, after you've saved yourself, go ahead and grab somebody else and bring them on the train,
Right.
And so
Right.
we reach back and we get our sisters that need to be out there with us. We encourage them. And so we don't leave them by themselves. The third thing is that you can rally your ally. And so an ally has something in common, right? But we're asking for help in this case. We're asking for help by rallying our allies. And one of the things that allies will do for us is they hold us accountable.
Accountable.
You
Okay.
saying you're doing this, and trust me, if you put your stuff on social media, they'll let you know. If you miss, they will let you know. The fourth thing, which I think is really a big thing too. Now we're doing this for emotional well-being and also physical well-being, but find your joy. And so with Harriet Tubman, she lived to be 91 years old. She lived a very rich life.
Wow.
And so she found joy in her purpose in life. And I believe that girl and what we do together really does have a great purpose for each of us, whatever that is.
Wow, that is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, because that first one got me. You don't need permission to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
You need to do that. Give yourself permission. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Shelley, who else do we have? That was great.
So the next wonderful girl trekker that we have is Pam, powerful Pam. So Pam,
Okay.
come tell us about your superhero name. I just gave it away. And then tell us where you walk and how long you've been in Girl Trek.
Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Powerful Pam. I walk in the Missouri City, Sugar Land area, so I'm out of town, as they say. But I have a very vibrant group here. I've been a part of Girl Trek since 2015. I actually did the research on that, but then life happened and I was not able to really be involved. My son had surgery. I got laid off from my job. Life just happened. And it really, right before about 2018 or so, I just, like Dazzling Deborah said, I didn't ask for permission. I just got out there. And the hustle and bustle of life just was too much for me. So I just walked it out. And like many ladies have said, it has meant so many great results for me, from, the stress and just my health and being able to sleep better at night. And just, every walk and I tell ladies this all the time, every walk is different. I have some walks where I am just, like Leslie said, I don't even want to be out there. But once I get out there and I look at the creation that God has made, and I've just become very thankful. Some walks, I got my music on and I'm dancing around the track and I'm walking it out. Some walks, I'm praising God. I'm just so, full and blessed. So it just depends on what it is. But why I walk is because I want to live. I want to live, and I
Oh
want to
my
live
God,
my
I want to live.
absolute best life. Mhm.
And you
And
just said that about, I want to live a best life. I went to the doctor today and everybody was in wheelchairs and on walkers and scooters. I said, like, oh my God, what happened to these people? And like, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to get on the elevator with them. I'm trying to close elevator. It's just kind of that
Right.
scary thing, but not only to live, but to live your best life.
Mhm,
Not in a
mhm.
wheelchair, not on oxygen. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody who has to do that, but I'm just saying, if we can, and that's what you're saying, you chose and gave your
Right.
permission to do better because you could.
And see, one of the new focus and goals of Girl Trek is to be more tangible in those results-oriented ways where we don't have to be on walkers and wheelchairs and on oxygen. We're looking at increasing the life expectancy of Black women beyond what it is now. In every preventable category of disease, Black women lead that numbers, breast cancer, hypertension, all types of things. And so if we devoted that time to ourselves, imagine what we could do. And somebody said that they walked alone and then they got a partner, but I just had a thought that said, you may go in as a soldier, but we will come out as an army, because it's a ton of us that keep walking, and we walk together and we lock arms and we're strong in this struggle. So that is why we walk, and I am super excited to be a part of it.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I remember something from that y'all said before that we definitely want to share, that there are Girl Trek groups in your community. They find out how they can find a group that they want to join if they don't want to walk by themselves.
Well, one thing, we definitely have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So we're on social media. We have the Girl Trek Houston page for ladies here in Houston. But quite honestly, it's word of mouth sometimes. I've been at the park with my shirt on and someone says, hey, what is that? And I'm like, well, let me tell you what it is. Or I just see another sister out there. I just see another woman out there and I'll say, hey, have you heard about Girl Trek? And then sometimes it's just simply connecting. And that just shows you how big this thing can be and what an impact it will be when we can just really walk, have our best life, and then we can go back and get the next one.
Bring somebody else. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Welcome. You're welcome.
All right. All right. Shelley, who else do we have?
One thing I did want to interject here is that Girl Trek's mission initially was to have, well, one of the missions was to have 1 million women. Well, we've got the 1 million women now. Now the goal, Lady O, is to increase the life expectancy of Black women by 10 years, in 10 years.
Wow.
So that's our big goal right now.
Okay, great.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, so the next lovely Girl Trekker that we have is Sensational Cynthia, all the way from Mississippi. And Cynthia, I want to just tell you, thank you so much for coming on today, because I know you're not feeling your best. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. And make sure you're not muted. And are you there where any of the devastation happened there with the tornado? Your voice is, say again? There it is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear you now. Say again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so it's north of us. And it's really, really bad. So please, please pray. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, in central, part of Mississippi. But the area that was the hardest hit was, really area that's already facing a lot of, there's a lot of stuff in Mississippi that we're facing, right? Poverty, inflation, that kind of thing as it stands. And so yet now on top of that, to lose everything that you have, regardless of how small that was, it's gone, you know?
Yes, yes.
Those people, and then for some that have actually lost their lives, I mean, it's just, it's devastating. So please keep us in prayers. And here, you know, of course, in Jackson, we are still dealing with our water woes. We expect it to get better, but we are also dealing with a lot of political issues as far as
Crookedness. I've read about it. Yeah, it's just crooked.
laws that are trying to take us back to Jim Crow laws, that, you know,
Exactly.
out of just insanity. Which is why I love what I do with Girl Trek, because one of my goals and focuses, I'm just introducing myself, Cynthia Thompson. I have been with Girl Trek, walking with them, with the movement since 2011, the end of 2011. And I am one of the original, as they say, OGs, city captains. I actually brought Girl Trek to Mississippi, and so started it here. And we have, I know, well over 5,000 trekkers throughout our state. So yeah, and growing, and growing. And so just recently became a part, last year I came on as a part-time coach when they did state and regional coaches to reach out to more people to get us moving. So we had reached, like Shelley mentioned, we had reached our 1 million women walking, but now we needed to activate those women. We needed to see them in the streets, and we needed to actually begin to, as Pam said, track what they're doing, so we can record and see how it is affecting what we're doing, what we're saying, how is it affecting you? So that changed the goal as well, to allow us to be able to reach our goal. We've reached it 1 million. So now we want to say, we want to see if your life expectancy has changed by walking with Girl Trek. How has it changed? Let us see. Let's figure out. Let's first get you on the track of walking at least 21 days, get a habit in, and then let's see if that habit continues throughout a year. And in a year's time, what kind of difference are we going to see in your lives? Then the other thing that they did was launch special impact teams. I was one of the lead special impact team for churches. And our team was one of the most powerful impact teams to reach women, because we're trying to reach women where they are, Black women where they are. A great majority of them are already in the churches.
In the churches.
Yes, that's where they are. But they're still inactive. They're still inactive in the church, but active. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of them that are in churches are super busy doing so much else for everyone else. I mean, they are on the missionary, they are on the usher, they are even singing in the choir.
My goodness.
And never time 30 minutes for themselves, right? Never figure out where and when they're gonna fit their own self-care in. So that's our goal. And that's why I have to get out and try to get this year 1,000 churches signed up and get women of 10 to 25 women each on the team, and let you all work towards getting your golden shoelaces. So that's another thing I love about Girl Trek. And I didn't hear either of you all mention that. They give, you did mention, it's coming up. It's coming up. They give great incentives, right? For just taking care of yourself. You do you.
Wow.
And you do.
But I love what you just said too. And I think you're so right. Black women have been the backbone of the Black church. And we have worked. We have took care of the kids and the choir and the floors and the bathrooms and the cooking, the chicken and the potato salad. And we're there sun up to sundown. And we're eating the unhealthy food, and we're tired when we get home, so we don't feel like walking. We want to get in the bed so we can get up the next day and do the next thing over, and not take care. So I want to applaud you all and even challenge some of you guys that are listening to take it to your church, because the women are there. They're there in the church, and they're giving their lives to the Lord, but they're not taking care of the temple. Someone told me the other day, we each need to have a Sabbath, and we need to take care of ourselves, because sometimes all this stuff we do for the church is not all what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to not be given everything your whole life, and then you end up dying at the age of 30, 40 over diabetes and blood pressure and all that stuff, or you end up with a foot cut off or a hand cut off, or you can barely walk. A guy I saw today, he wasn't that old, but he was, and his belly was way out to here. You know, it's just the eating and the lack of exercise that we can change some things. So if we can start in the churches, that would be really good, and spread out in the communities. Y'all have children that walk?
Ma'am, children?
Yeah, do they bring their children if they don't have childcare?
So what happens is with us, it's for our daughters. We inspire our daughters to walk with us and encourage them to walk with us. I know my girls grew up in Girl Trek. Like I said, I started in 2011. If anybody follows my page, they can go all the way back. They see my babies. Matter of fact, when nobody was coming to my walks, I brought my babies.
That's a good challenge, because these kids are growing up obese. I see little kids, they're already obese.
Exactly.
And they stay in the house, and they play video games, and they watch TV from sun up to sundown. So I think that would be another challenge I would encourage people to do, is to bring your kids and your grandkids on that track and get them walking 30 minutes.
I will, just as my own personal testimony, when I started Girl Trek, I was with Girl Trek, BGR, and boot camp. There was a lot of things that was happening. BGR is Black Girls Run. There were a lot of things happening in my life at once, but it was because of prayer. But when I started, I was over 350 pounds. And,
What?
yes, ma'am. And so, and I was praying, like Dazzling Deborah, I think I heard you say you wanted some type of medication. I was even praying about the surgery. I was going to the doctor. I was actually wanting the doctor to kind of say, well, you know, maybe something's going on with your thyroid. So the reason you can't lose weight, you know, something's going on that you can't lose weight. But when I looked at my babies, if you look at my before pictures with them, and I was the fat mama duck, and they were the fat ducklings right with me.
Wow.
I changed to mama changed, and I changed the household, because guess what? I was doing the cooking, I was doing the shopping, I was regulating what came in and out of this house. And so when I changed my habit, it changed their habits. They began to change. They began to see results. They became more active, wanting to go outside with mama, walk with me, race with me, talk with me. My girls opened up. We became so much more closer. I mean, just talked about like things that you probably wouldn't think that they would come to talk to you about. They will, because now you have this whole hour of just talking. Now, I know we say 30 minutes, but it would turn quickly to an hour, really, really fast. But 30 minutes. But my thing is, then they began to run track. My son played football. He became in the Army. All of them right now my daughter now is training me and her dad all over again, because we kind of gained weight since COVID. And so now she's a fitness trainer, and she's training us.
Wow. Wow. And so that, you know what I'm gonna say on that? You reach back and got your kids. Because what sometimes, like you said, you're the one that's getting the groceries and cooking and so forth, but you're killing your own kids. You're setting them up to have diabetes, you know, before they get a chance to live. So thank you for sharing that. That put chills all over me. But we definitely need to get our kids out of those rooms and get them walking, especially if they're overweight, because it means that if they're like this now, think about 10 years from now, 20 years. So, okay, good. Let's go. Let's move on. I know we got more.
I was going to say one more thing. If anybody is interested in starting a church team, they can definitely reach out to me. They can send me an email at churches@girltrek.org. I can do coaching. I can do Zoom, one-on-one coaching with the churches, to give you more information, give you ideas on how you can do your walks and your treks and meet your goals. Do prayer treks, do 5Ks in your community, do more to get outside of the four walls of your building and out
Wow.
in the community.
That's great. So Shelley, make
Thank
sure
you,
you get that
Cynthia.
in there, her
Yes,
website.
I
That would be
am.
good.
I
Okay.
am. Thank you, so much, Cynthia. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
that
so
was
our
amazing.
next wonderful trekker is Natarific Natalie. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yay, come on, Natalie.
Hey,
Hello.
thank you so much for inviting us, Lady O. I am
love it.
Natarific Natalie.
Yeah.
I joined Girl Trek in February 2019, and I walk in Cinco Ranch in Katy, Texas.
Okay.
And I also walk in A-Leaf at the Braves Bayou Trail at the Bishop Fiorenza Park.
Uh-huh.
So we walk in two areas. Today, I'm going to share, you want me to share the Ultimate Freedom Trek first, Shelley? Okay. All right. So Cynthia mentioned the golden shoelaces. So Girl Trek has is putting out a challenge for us for 2024. We are going to participate in the Ultimate Freedom Trek. Okay. We got 18 months to get ready. The
Okay.
Ultimate Freedom Trek is going to take place in Maryland in 2024, in September 2024. The final date isn't out yet, but it will be in September 2024. We are going to walk 21 miles as a
Mhm.
relay team. You're going to have 3 folks.
Okay, it's a relay. Okay.
Right, it's a relay. It's a
There.
relay. So one person walks 7 miles, you hand
Yeah.
off, your next person walks 7 miles.
Right.
Okay, and so you get your 21. We are going to be walking on the plantation where Harriet lived.
What? Oh my God.
21 miles. Woo woo.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it done. But you have to qualify. You have to
Oh.
qualify. Cynthia mentioned the 21-day challenge. We have jumpstart challenges. And so that habit forming method of doing something for 21 days. So
days.
out of 30 days, if you walk 21 days out of 30
Yeah.
during our 18-month get ready, you will earn your golden shoelaces. Golden
Okay.
shoelaces are really cool. They are made of leather. They do not break. They are wonderful. Oh, they lace up in any shoe, hiking boot. They're long enough. They're strong enough. They are very durable, and they're a conversation starter. Every time
Yes.
I sign on, somebody always look at my feet, and that's a chance to say, you can get some too.
Okay.
Okay. So
I
Girl
love
Trek,
it.
After we do our 21-mile trek, Freedom Trek, of course, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a party. Come on
Right.
to Maryland and do the Ultimate Freedom Trek with us across the Underground Railroad. Part of it is part of the
Right.
Underground Railroad, right? So we're gonna be grounding ourselves where our ancestor
Yeah.
Mama Harriet walked, right?
Yes.
So we are truly following
know.
in her footsteps.
Yeah.
That's
On
gonna
the same
take place
ground. It was to
September
be on the same
2024.
grounds. Yeah.
It's
So
gonna
now,
be-
to find out about this, you've got to go to your website to know how to qualify and how much it costs and that kind of stuff. Do you register? Is that what it is?
So the information for signing up for that isn't out yet. It's going to come.
Oh, I see.
It will
Okay.
come, but we will keep announcing on our Girl Trek Houston Facebook page how to get ready when the
Okay.
information is coming down, and also on the Instagram H-Town. Is it H-Town?
H-Town
Trekkers?
Trekkers. H-Town Trekkers.
is on
Mhm.
Instagram. So we'll keep posting.
Okay. Shelley will keep it too.
Yes, yes.
On the
I will
waves.
be sure and let everybody know. I want to see, we want to have 10,000 women out there, Lady O.
Oh,
That's
you
the goal.
can do
And
it.
can you imagine? Just can you imagine
Women.
Yes.
Wow.
10,000 Black women in one place?
Wow.
We can
Yeah,
do it.
so I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
that's amazing. So we'll
Yeah.
get that reposted too, that information. I think somebody did repost the link as to where, I guess, the website, just go to the website. I mean, the
Yes.
Facebook page,
Yes,
right?
we will definitely make all that information available.
Okay.
And I have one more thing that I want to show
Okay.
everyone. It's a very powerful video.
Okay.
It's not long, so I'm going to share it really quickly.
Sure.
Kelly, before you share that video, I just want to add one other thing. Anybody that is new to Girl Trek, once you sign up at girltrek.org and you walk a warrior week, meaning you walk 5 days in a 7-day period. Doesn't have to be 5 days straight, but long as it's 5 days in a 7-day period, you can go back and claim the victory and get your free Girl Trek shirt. Mail-
Yeah.
Shelly, you didn't tell me that I should have had my shirt. Well, I've done my 5 days. I'm gonna do it again, but I need my shirt.
Yes, do it again, Lady O.
Uh-huh.
Please, please, please.
Okay.
It's called a Warrior Week. Thank you, Cynthia, for reminding me about that, because
Thank
we're
you.
really pushing that right now.
Okay, what we got? Let's see.
Okay, here we go.
We're here for the rally.
Anything dealing with Black women and their health is a highlight for me.
I joined Girl Trek at over 270 pounds. I am now 100 pounds lighter.
So between walking and a good diet, we're looking at the disparities in our health that it could add 10 years to your life. And so who wouldn't want that?
Girl Trek is the largest health movement for Black women in the country. We hit 1 million strong. We are fastly. We represent 7% of the total population of Black women in America. That is power, my sisters, and we intend to use that power to increase the life expectancy of Black women by 10 years and 10 years. If somebody say we can't do it, we say watch us work.
We believe that local women are the solution makers, not that we have the answer for what needs to happen here. And here in Montgomery knows best about Montgomery, that a woman in Oakland knows best about Oakland, that a woman in Jackson knows best about Jackson.
God cover us in the name of Jesus. We pray safety. We pray hope. And we pray increase, God, in the name of Jesus, financially, increase in our marriages, increase in the schools, increase in the churches, increase on the jobs, promotion. I just release wealth and health in the name of Jesus. I pray. Amen.
You, Lord, are my channel of comfort. In boiling darkness, in frozen rain, when I am wired, rattled, pressured, empty and too tense to find my way, squeezed in on both sides, ripped at the seams, your hands, unafraid, reach down into the sludge of my humanity, and I am made new.
It has kept me seriously alive. Like, I've been walking by myself for years, and for the first time, I'm like, I met Black women. I don't have to leave. These people are here, and this thing has kept me going, like, in more ways than just the 30 minutes. Like, it has kept me grounded, it's kept me moving, and it's a big deal.
It was just something different about connecting with women I never knew. But we still exuded the same characteristics, the same goals, and the same hunger to be free.
When we established that 21-day lifestyle of walking 30 minutes, all those elements will change in your life. Your mindset, your attitude, your behavior is going to change just by incorporating 30 minutes of walking into your life on a daily basis.
And that's it.
That was wonderful. Wow. It's been a great time. I think our time has gotten away from us, but we've learned so much. And I think we bonded and connected so much. So I'm praying. I'm gonna get, and I did do my 5 days last year. So I did really about a couple of months straight.
Called Chuck.
But-
I saw one of your
One
little
moment,
videos.
lady,
and
I'll have to
something
stop
just
this.
clicked and I thought,
Sorry.
you know.
Okay,
I'm gonna give
I
it a
think
shot.
we're about to get
All
off
the others
here.
at my-
There we go. I'm sorry.
You got it?
Yes, I got it. Okay.
Okay, anyway, we'll cut that out, but anyway, thank you all for coming. And I want to just want you to know I'm so happy for you and proud for you, what you're doing, not only for yourself, but for others and sharing. Today, I tell you, you just don't know who you touched today, but many ladies will be watching this. Let's put it on our Facebook page and share it, because what you said today is going to touch the life of somebody. Okay, each person did something very, very special today. And I just want to thank God for you. Thank you, Shelley, for bringing us these beautiful ladies. And I look forward to meeting you all again. Hopefully at that big event, I can qualify.
Yes.
For that.
Yes. You
You
got
know,
to get your
my-
golden shoelaces, lady. We're going
I
to work
didn't
on
get my golden shoelaces. So thank you
Yes.
for coming. Thank you for joining Tea Talk today. We're out. We'll see you again next week at 3 for a Tea Talk with Lady O and some more wonderful people with some wonderful things that you need to hear. Goodbye for now.